Hello again. How are you guys today? I'm here to talk about homeschooling again. So let me ask you something. Do your homeschool days feel harder than they need to be? Maybe you're constantly feeling behind, stressed out, or overwhelmed by everything on your plate. I know the feeling because I've been there. But what if I told you that there was one simple thing that can make your homeschool days so much easier? It's something I wish I had figured out sooner, and I can tell you right now, it's not fancy curriculum, a complicated schedule, or even a perfect homeschool plan. In fact, it's just the opposite. So in today's video, we're going to talk about one key shift that can make homeschool feel more natural and sustainable, why most homeschool schedules don't work and what to do instead, and how to make a homeschool rhythm that fits your family. So, if you're tired of feeling stressed out, grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's talk about how to make your homeschooling easier. Let's first talk about why homeschooling can feel so hard. Because if we can fix the problem, we need to understand it. The first one could be that you're trying to stick to a rigid schedule. A lot of homeschool moms start off by trying to create a schedule that looks like a traditional school day. It has set times for every subject, strict lesson plans, and a little room for flexibility. But the truth is, homeschooling is not a school at home. Our families, our kids, and our lifestyles all work differently. And trying to force ourselves into a rigid schedule just leads to stress. Another reason why it can feel hard is that we're trying to do too much. We're overloading our days, trying to fit into too many subjects or too many activities or too many expectations. In the morning, if I want to get certain things accomplished, in my mind, I can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, whereas I really only have time for A, B, C, D. I may accomplish A, B, C, D, but I haven't accomplished E, F, G, H, I, and I feel like a failure. So that expectation were way too high, and that causes frustration and exhaustion, and it makes everything complicated. You may be experiencing that in your homeschool too. If you're feeling exhausted at the end of your homeschool day, is it possible that your homeschool is too complicated and too hard? You haven't found your family's natural rhythm yet. Every family has a natural flow. Times when kids are more focused, times when everyone needs a break, and a natural way that you need to work with the natural flow in your family, because that's when they will have the best learning. If you're constantly trying to force your family into a system that doesn't fit, homeschooling will always feel like a battle. Let's talk about that one thing that can change all of this and make homeschooling feel easier. The one thing that will make your homeschooling so much easier is to stop focusing on the strict schedule and start focusing on homeschool rhythm. A rhythm is different than a schedule. A schedule says, okay, math is going to start at 9 a.m., reading starts at 9:45, science starts at 10:30, and so on. But rhythm says, first we do our morning time, then we move into independent work, and then we take a break to do hands-on. See the difference? A rhythm flows naturally, while a strict schedule can feel rigid and stressful. So how does a homeschool rhythm work? First of all, it's flexible. You can adapt it to different days without feeling like you're behind. It respects your family's natural energy levels. Learning happens best when you're not forcing it. A rhythm creates consistency without the pressure. Kids thrive on structure, but they also need freedom. Now let's talk about how to create a homeschool rhythm that works for you. Are you ready to create this rhythm that makes your homeschool easier? Here's how. First, identify your family's natural flow. Pay attention to when your kids are naturally more focused. Do they work better in the morning? Do you work better in the morning or at midday or in the afternoon when you have some household chores done? Every family is different. Personally, I worked better in the morning. I would try to get as many household chores done, and then I would work the rest of the morning with the kids. I've always had a natural afternoon slump, and so did my children. So I spent time on personal playtime in the afternoon while I would rest. And then we would go into more activities later in the afternoon after my rest. Notice when your kids get restless. Notice when you're tired. Notice when they need a break. Notice when you need a break. This will help you build a rhythm that actually works for your family. Part 2 is anchor your day with 3 key parts. There's a morning start. A gentle way to begin the morning is by morning time, reading your Bible, read alouds. The second thing would be to have a core learning block. That's when we tackle key things and spend time learning. After that, there may be time for family things, hands-on things, or nature walks, connecting with the children. Those are the things that you do after your core elements. But figure it out what works for you best. Maybe your child learns better when you've implemented a few family things, a few fun things, and a few connection things. Maybe your child needs a lot of connection so that when you've connected really well with your child, they learn better. So that in that case, you'll turn it around. You'll do your connection before your core. And that works well for many families. When you're struggling and everything feels difficult in your homeschool, look at the family rhythms, your child's rhythms, and your own rhythms, and see if you're working with those things. And if you're not, change your rhythms so that they work together. Have you been struggling with a schedule and finding it's not working? Can you comment below what did work and what does work instead of those schedules? I'm here to encourage you, and I want you to know that I'm available to speak with you if you need some guidance in any one of these areas. If you click in the link in the description of this YouTube channel, you'll be able to contact me, and I'll be here to answer any questions that you may have. In the meantime, continue on what you're doing. You're doing a great job. You are doing amazing for your children, and what you're doing is the best for them. And remember, if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoy Homeschool Mom Encouragement, please like it and subscribe it. It helps me do more of this kind of content. And it also encourages me when I get comments and when people like and subscribe. So from one homeschool mom to another, find grace. And remember that God is grace, and He can give you the grace that you need. Have a great week.